Welcome to the Tearing It Up podcast. I'm your host, Taryn. We'll be tearing it up, tearing it down, and tearing it apart, dissecting all things related to those who deviate from the standard. From leaders of their industry to leaders of mediocrity, and maybe a gear review or two thrown in. We shoot the shit and let the conversations flow, so if that's not your style, this may not be for you. Otherwise, listen in. Hope to light a fire in you somehow.
Alrighty. I said it! Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Maybe we should change our podcast name to Recording in Progress.
Oh my god, seriously. Love it.
Or at least this episode.
Yeah, totally. So I guess since now we are recording and out there to the universe, the ether, we're both doing this mobily from our telephonos. So it might be a little different being on headphones or whatnot, but just work with us and live with it for now because we haven't done this in a month, and so we just have to get it in.
Yeah, that's what she said, baby.
Totally. My dogs are just staring at me to throw this ball. Grandma was out playing with them, but then she came inside and sat down. So I think she got annoyed of them because they weren't playing properly, and she's had a rough day, I think. So I'll just let them stare at me. But yes, so it's been a month. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
But we
that went by fast.
Totally. Man. Even though we haven't chatted to the outerverse, we have chatted with each other because I went to Washington.
Woo! We rode bikes, bitches.
Yep, we rode bikes. We got to see each other in person. And as much as I wanted to and hoped we'd be able to record, I had such a short trip. It was just, we didn't get to see each other again and actually sit down and chat. But that's okay. I mean, life is life, and it's fucking
life
busy.
Life is life, man. It's fucking busy, dude. And we're in the. You feel this way, but I feel like I am in the thick of it. And then I'm like, does it ever get any easier? Because I see some people at the age of like 60. You know what I mean? Still just like, we're all just hanging on and just trying. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. It doesn't have to be like this, I don't think. So if you like play your cards right,
yep,
it won't be, right?
I feel that same way.
And so I'm starting to freak out about like investments and assets, man.
Totally.
I'm such an adult.
It's hard. I've been freaking out lately because since I got my new vehicle and added that payment to just the budget and everything, I'm like, wow, I am back to just like paycheck to paycheck and not having like really any extra and really having to like think about every little thing I spend, and that is just like really annoying and time consuming when you're like, oh, can I afford this, piece of steak and potatoes to cook for dinner, like, or oh shit, like I have to wait to go get gas till like 2 days from now because I have to wait till I get paid or whatever. And gas is back to the one gas station by our house that was like like 40 cents cheaper than town, just went back up to over $6, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did that happen overnight? Like, it was $5.
Our prices jumped too.
Yeah, it was $5.49, then it went to $6.19 for regular. I'm like, what the fuck?
Good thing you went on that road trip when you did.
No kidding. And yeah, so it was fun. It was great in Washington. So quick for that week, especially because I worked like 2 full days of it. But I mean, I feel like I got a lot of bang for my buck, other than the fact that I broke my finger.
Yeah, shitty titty there, sister.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a little bit impressed because I'm 34, and just the kind of things that we've done in life, I've never broken a bone. So this is my first, but TK and I were just talking about that before this happened. Yeah, me and my brother are like, nope, neither of us have ever broken a bone. It's
crazy
because of the things that we do, like how rambunctious we were as children and what we've done as like adults, teenagers. Yeah. like we've definitely stretched out ligaments and, you know, messed up joints and stuff like that, but neither of us had ever broken a bone. And then this little finger, and it's just funny because I'm like really, really trying not to complain about it by any means, because it could be, you know, something way worse. But I'm like, wow, you just don't realize how one finger affects so many things. Yeah,
Shit.
like,
I get an ingrown toenail, and I'm a baby for
yeah.
like.
And it's my right hand, so it's just like literally just trying to do most things like right, or you just go grab something and I like hit the tip of it and it jams it, even just a little is like so painful. I'm like, god damn, I really didn't think that like I wouldn't be like basically have to immobilize my entire hand for this one little fucking thing. Ow, shoot, I touched a pokey.
I know, someone's
so
poking
that's
me in my foot. Weird.
That's been a little bit annoying, and I don't know if I'll be able to ride bikes again for the rest of the season, because I just don't think I can. It's like I could ride a bike if I didn't have to brake.
Yeah.
Because I would be able to hold on, but if I have to, because it's my ring finger, so if I had to brake, I'd really only be holding on with like my middle finger and thumb.
Totally.
So. And as soon as I got back from Washington, it was incredibly smoky here.
Yeah.
There was a fire down like southwest of us, and it was really, really, really bad. Like it looked like dense fog. We weren't getting like any solar to our solar generator.
That's something you're gonna have to consider. I didn't even think of that.
Yep, and then it rained, and it rained like pretty darn good. It was nice. But so those first 2 weeks though were just that I was back was smoke and then the rain, and so we weren't getting power, so it was just back to kind of how we were before we had enough solar panels to really charge up our generator to full capacity, where I was like putting it in the truck every day, and I would just get so annoyed because it was also cold. I'm like, I'm not ready for like the wet and the cold. Like we don't have our storage container up there, so there's a bunch of stuff outside still, and just like wet dogs, cold, not having like sufficient heat because we just weren't really sure exactly like how much energy that would use. And then again, picking up this generator, which it's about like 80 pounds, which isn't too much or anything, but that's still like a heavy thing to like lift in and out of the truck when you have like, at this point my hand was, I didn't know that it was broken, and it's still really swollen, couldn't do a lot, and really hard to grip something heavy when you can't really use all your so I was just like getting and probably PMSing too, that I was just so annoyed like loading this thing again every day, like what the fuck, because our gas generator is down, so we had to like take it back to town to charge there for a while. But I was so fucking thankful for the rain, that's for sure. Like rain and clouds, would so happy for, like much rather obviously have than the smoke. And it did help the fire too, like it did hit south enough for that, but it just made me realize how like we weren't actually ready for like a wet season yet.
I was thinking of that for you guys.
But so once I got back, like I said, those first 2 weeks were just kind of busy with all of that and not being around up at the Fittsville much, and then our schedules just weren't aligning very well to be able to sit down and pod, but we finally made it happen at least.
Man, September is a transition.
It really is. I feel like once you're in October, like you're kind of like into it a little. September especially, you know, is like the beginning of school, like things just change all around.
Summer's over, that heartbreak. I get so bummed out every year, man.
I used to get real bummed about it, but now I've been a lot bigger fan of fall since it's like so hot and dry down in Tahoe. I'm ready for fall because fall is enjoyable. It's like nice weather, and so that's why I was kind of like real bummed at first with my finger. I'm like, the temperature is finally not like 90 degrees every day. It's cooler in the mornings, in the evenings, and during the day. Then we got that rain, so like the trails were really good. So it's a bummer, but I actually haven't been as heartbroken about it as like I thought that I would be, because I've also been feeling like very lazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I don't feel like biking up a hill. It's like almost an excuse.
Oh man,
almost an
this
excuse.
broken finger.
Yeah, totally. But as long as I can ride my snowmobile in the winter, then that's all I care about. And that's what I told the doctor when I finally went. And he was like, "Oh, it's a spiral fracture. Like, I want you to see an ortho, to see if they have to put pins in it." And I was like, "Oh, that doesn't sound cool. Like, it's just a broken finger. Like, I think that's unnecessary." But so I go to the orthopedic.
Oh, what do you know? You're not a finger doctor.
So I go to the orthopedic guy, and he just kind of like, he had seen the x-rays, that he didn't take new ones nor like look at my finger like that much or anything. Like, whatever can you do? You look at the originals. And he's like, so yeah, it's in alignment. It's a little like 4 millimeters off, so that means it would like heal a little bit short. But like, I would recommend surgery, just because then it's like in alignment and you can start the like rehab process quicker and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, shorter, like, it's not like it's one of my legs, I'm not.
How often when you go to the doctor do you take in what they're saying to you and be like, are you telling me this because you're going to make a lot of money off of this, or are you telling me this because you're for real?
So let me tell you this, Amber, that's the problem, is because on the way home from Washington, I listened to, and then when I got back for like a week, got obsessed. So I listened to 3 seasons of a podcast called Dr. Death. And these podcasts on Wondery Podcast were all about doctors that did fucking crazy ass shit.
Body work.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am very untrustworthy. This guy was doing one of the doctors was doing like spinal surgeries on people, and out of like 38 surgeries, 33 of the people either have permanent injuries or died, like paralyzed.
What a botch-ass motherfucker.
He paralyzed one of his best friends from the neck down.
Karen, why are you listening to these things? That's
because of the slipped disc. And this guy just didn't know what he was doing. He was just digging away at people, fucking them up. Like you said, he killed 2 people. Another doctor was telling people they had cancer when they didn't, and putting them on chemotherapy and radiation treatment.
What the fuck?
And also, like,
you're evil.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. So I was like, granted, like, this is a finger that I think that if I went under anesthesia and they operated on, like, worst case scenario, I don't know, I wake up with like no finger. But like I said, I told the guy, I'm like, well, I was hoping this appointment was going to be a little more cut and dry. Like, yes, you absolutely need to have the surgery because it's really fucked up. Or like, no, you don't. It'll heal. Keep a splint on it or whatever. And a friend of mine who is a nurse, she's going to like nursing school right now. She was like, look, they're never going to tell you like, yes, you have to have the surgery. They're always going to give you the option. And like the fact that you qualify to have it means that like you should definitely consider it. And it's a good option for you, because she had an ectopic pregnancy, and she was like, even during that, they basically gave me the option to have the surgery, and they weren't just like, you need surgery, like, like, this is what's happening. And she's like, okay, so what if I don't get the surgery? They're like, oh, well, then your tube bursts and blah blah blah. But she was like, yeah, they still, even in a situation like that, left it open-ended of like basically giving me the option for surgery. So I'm like, okay, I get it. They can't really tell you like, yes, you need it, maybe because liability or legal reasons or something. But I didn't know that at the time. And then I was really considering doing it, just because I was like, well, maybe I can maybe that will allow me to ride my bike like before the season is really over. But especially because I'm going on doing this work trip next in 2 weeks. I'm going to Bend
Ooh,
for like
what weekend
it's not the week, it's like the 10th through the 12th.
of
And
October?
yeah, but it's a full on like dealer, it's called a dealer summit. So this one brand that we carry is putting this on, and they invite the usually the retail owners, but like my owner doesn't want to go, and since I'm the marketer, he's like, this could be good for you to go if you're interested, and like just get some language from the brand, and
Yeah.
you'd be able to market them. And so and
Fun.
they're yeah, the brand is like flying each person out, so it's no cost on my boss.
Right.
So they're flying me
Right off,
out,
right?
and yeah, totally. And then but one of the days you're biking, there's like a trail run day and then a mountain bike day. So I was like, God, I want I want to be able to go on this like bike ride with this company and like everyone else around. But then I realized like what the date is now. I'm like, well, even if I did surgery like this Wednesday, like I'm not going to be able to ride my bike the week after. So,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of like, yeah, I probably won't do it and just let it heal, because I don't even know if my insurance covers it. And yeah, but anyways, um,
How long do you have to keep your finger immobile?
so I don't know. That's the thing too. When I left the orthopedic, he didn't really say anything about that, because I feel like he just left it up to like surgery and like call me if you want that, but didn't say like, if you don't do it, keep the splint on it for like a month, like all day, every day, like nothing, no instructions like that. So
He's like, I'm not giving my advice up for free.
yeah,
My
I'm supposed
expertise.
to actually go back to him on the 6th, and that's when I might redo x-rays. And I was like, well, let's see how it's healing then. Yeah. But but yeah, so since I got home though, I've just been so busy.
Oh my gosh, look at how fall it is outside.
I know, that's crazy. And that's what I miss about there, honestly, is that there's not like, you really have to kind of go find the color change, because there's mostly like pines and those kinds of trees, not like a bunch of the like, there's aspens around, but that's that you like go find a hike where there's a bunch of aspens and you can see the change. But something I took for granted there was definitely seeing like the color change. I used to hate it. It always made me so sad. Like, everything's dying. This is ugly, not pretty.
Over it. High school Taryn's over it.
Totally. But now I'm like, oh, so pretty. Orange.
I'm sorry. You broke your finger in September, dude.
Yep.
Well, at least we got to ride. I'll take that as a win.
Hell yeah. And so good thing
you
didn't end up like planning on coming back down with me, because it would have been awful because of the weather anyways. Like I said, the smoke, you couldn't even inside, like the air quality was like almost 200, which the air quality index, some of them go up to 500, some other ones go like up to 1,000, but most of them go to 500. So almost 200 inside the store. Like,
that's
it
so
was
bad.
so bad.
Did you have a bad cough or anything, or?
No. Nope. It was, I didn't get affected much by it. I got a headache a few days at certain times of the day, just after like being out and about, or like whether it was working or even in the fifth wheel. I mean, the fifth wheel is not like super sealed, so but luckily then like the next week it started raining and it's been like pretty damn clear and nice. A fire did strike up the other day nearby. I'm not sure what the cause was. It got under control and we didn't get like smoke from it, but I'm just hoping that it does continue to stay cool and get moisture, and this may be the best year we've had in a very long time for fires. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Well, when I was up there, it was super smoky a couple days too, though.
Yeah.
So
Following you, you're so hot.
yeah, totally. So the last time we talked, also again to the universe, you had recently started a new job, so now it's been like over a full month there.
Yeah.
So how's that going?
Fucking nuts, man. Good, but fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I stated my position, but I am working for a property management company doing maintenance coordinating for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of doors. It's crazy.
Yeah, you mentioned that like you're kind of the one who you send out the people to fix things, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I coordinate the maintenance, if you will.
Yeah, Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's just crazy, but I'm picking it up. I feel like I'm adding things to my repertoire, if you will. And yeah, I'm learning all the things that can go wrong.
Are you learning more about like the real estate industry in general that makes you interested in furthering yourself in it?
Yes, ma'am. I am so curious now, and I think the last time we talked, I can't even remember what the fuck we talked about, but I'm still interested in it. Yes. To what aspect, I don't know. Like, I still care about the environment and things, and like miss that aspect of doing that job. I went stand-up paddleboarding with a girlfriend was also in the environmental field, and she was like, "Do you miss doing environmental work?" And I was like, "I totally do." And so, yeah, this is good and great for now, and it's working.
Yeah. Transition season for sure.
And then doing paycheck to paycheck dances you now with that major pay cut, and like that it's like going up to your boss and being like, "This is what I think I'm worth, and if you don't, then bye." With all due respect.
Yeah, that's what we talked about a little bit last time. Yeah. But also you were in a position of feeling like I just kind of want to write it out. What's your aren't you on a trial period?
Yeah, it's like a 90-day trial period.
That's what I thought. That's a long time.
Yeah.
For at least for the wage they were like, giving you and what your life is. Totally. Like 90 days, really?
Yeah. And like luckily I have some wiggle room in my life, but also like pay a bitch what she's worth.
No kidding. I hear that.
And that goes like across the board right now. I feel like everyone's like not offering people enough money, and like the price of everything is increasing. I mean,
it's not.
There's been rent increases going out like crazy, and it's just like
gas just went up again too. So yeah, like the wages don't match the inflation.
No, man. I'm just like, I don't know how anyone could live like this, but there are so many things to do and make it work. And I'm just like, but is that a living? Is that like,
right?
I don't know. You just got to really sit back and be like, what am I worth? What do I want?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, even like consolidating whatever your debt or payments, I'm like, I really am on the low end of the spectrum of that in comparison to many, many people. So I'm like, so how, and then also though, when I started my new job and on salary and whatever, I mean, I gauged it on like what I needed to make on like what my payments are and things like that. But when I got my first check and realized how much tax is taken out, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, taxes? I'm coming to your house.
$700 a month. And I'm like, I need that. I need that.
It's insane. It's absolutely insanity.
Like, that's definitely a payment. A good chunk. So like, why am I paying that much in taxes? That's fucking insane. So that's $1,400 a month in taxes. And like, so, and then the more you make, the more that gets taken out. So it's this catch-22, which is where honestly a lot of people get stuck at anyways in their life of not taking promotions honestly or certain positions because like they want to stay in this certain tax bracket or whatnot. Like now they can't get insurance and they can't do this or that, and the society was like made to keep people stuck.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Hillary and I were talking over Instagram messages about like the cost of food because she's in Europe and bought like a huge supply of groceries and like fresh food and stuff for like $63 or something.
I saw that too.
Yeah. So like even here, I'm like, dude, I went to the store today and spent $90 and I got like some packaged rice and potatoes and like a couple of like snacks and not even like meals or I'm like I spent almost $100 and this isn't gonna get me past like a couple days.
Yeah.
So then we just started kind of going off on tangents about the United States and the system and how like made it like yes obviously it's better than a lot of other countries in different aspects, but like it has its own huge amounts of problems with costs of living and things like insurance and taxes and shit.
Yeah, and just like the quality of life that
Yeah.
whatever G is.
Totally.
The quality
And it's like,
of life.
yep. It's a thing, and a lot of people's is not good.
Yeah, it's insane to me.
But like I said, in a
Yeah.
lot of other countries, it's not good for other reasons. So it's like, I don't know what's better.
Yeah.
The grass is always greener, that's for sure.
Yeah, for shizzle.
I could make life work if I made 100K
Yeah, for sure.
minimum. Like that's what I want to be comfortable. And it's crazy that used to seem like this insane amount that like that's what like doctors made like $100,000 like you were rolling in the dough, and now it's
That's
like
what this much schooling debt gives you.
Yeah, and now that's like kind of minuscule. That's like no, that's like breaking the surface of living the like I think what is considered middle class in America because of the cost of living.
Yeah.
But
It's all a farce, man. Just grow
Totally.
your own food. Yeah, right.
Oh,
That's all
man.
really unreal to think about.
So I went to an event last night called Farm to Crag with the company that I'm an ambassador for, Outdoor Women's Wellness. We had a table there, and so it was like a rock climbing event at the Patagonia in Reno, and this woman who's an ambassador for Patagonia started this. I don't know if it's exactly like a company, but it is called Farm to Crag, and like if you go on their website, the idea of it is to give you like it's a map, and it will give you locations of where you can get like locally grown food, like when you're climbing, and just connecting like the climbing community to the earth. Because the owner of Patagonia at one point said like climbers need to be looking into sustainability in like the earth and regenerative agriculture, which is something that you and I have talked about. And so at the end of this event, there was a panel of people, a professional climber, and then a local farmer and another gal who works at this place in Tahoe called the Food Hub, where they work with local farmers and they like bring their food in and then sell it from their location. It's a kind of like a farmer's market, I guess, very small scale farmer's market, the Food Hub, where you in Tahoe could go to the Food Hub and like buy locally grown shit. But it's like for here, it's not local because there's not farms in Tahoe, like, but they're just down the hill or in either direction or whatever. But it was really cool because they were talking about regenerative agriculture and how much it takes, and they raised the question because people got to a point of like, why is food so expensive? And a farmer, or I think it was a farmer, was like, what you should be saying is, why is food so cheap? Like if your food is really cheap, the farmer wasn't paid well, the distributor wasn't paid well, and it probably wasn't grown with any quality. And I'm like, I get it. I totally 100% understand that.
When you put so many hands.
yes, and I want to be able to support only like regenerative farms and things like that, but there's so many of us that can't, or if I did, you know, it would
Don't
be
have the space or
you,
the
yeah, you
time,
exactly. You really have
the
to, like,
energy.
I would have to nickel and dime everything to budget out every little bit of food. Also, like I said, where am I gonna get that? Because I can't just walk into any farm, and in the winter, there's not farmers markets all the time. So where am I gonna get everything? We don't have the capacity to go, like, we want to go buy like a full cow from like a local um farmer or whatever, but right now too, like, we don't have a freezer, you know, that we can keep a full
Yes.
fucking cow in, or pig or whatever that we know is grown locally. And also, yeah, the cost is a huge thing, and so it just feels like it's 100% something I want to
So
support and want to try to support, but like, how can we get the masses to do that when, especially when you're looking at like the middle of the country and stuff, like,
yeah.
and just, or like the cities and the you know, poverty
Concrete jungles,
areas, like,
man.
yeah,
Yes.
they, like, people just cannot afford it, and I understand that the farmers and distributors and everybody needs a livable wage, but that's the problem, is no one's getting paid like a livable wage to be able to buy
Yeah.
the stuff we need to keep
So
the earth.
that's why we resort to like stipends from the government in the form of like food stamps or like forgiveness here, forgiveness there, like, and it's all of our tax dollars.
It's such a, it's just a terrible vicious cycle that I feel like we're stuck in, and it's just going to take so long to get out of. So the owner of Patagonia, Yvonne, he in this movie that we watched that they did about the farm to crag, he
Mhm.
said that it takes 100 years to grow an inch of topsoil, and
Ooh.
with every crop you're destroying an inch of topsoil. So when you're thinking about like the big massive crops, then
Yeah.
yeah, like in 100 years, there are ways to that you can speed it up, but
The
it's just
process.
still, it's a few years still, not just 1 year. It's not turned around in one crop. So the mass, like, agriculture we've done has
That's a
completely ruined
crazy
everything.
fact. Man, I
Yeah,
know a lot
well,
of facts, but that one's like, whoa.
and that's the thing too, is that everyone, even if you're eating like organic, you're still maybe buying from these big farms. And the problem with our food too is it's stripped of the nutrients because the topsoil has no nutrients in it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And we have,
And so in order to get good nutrients, you got to haul in all this stuff if you really want to try, you know, or I don't know.
but then this
Food?
guy, yeah, and so the guy who was on the panel, who had a farm down in I don't know exactly where. Not in Tahoe, it's down in the Reno area. But it's all like done by hand. They don't use any machines. So they do
Wow.
everything with, yep. So obviously that costs a lot, and labor and time. But he said that he grew up in, well, he didn't grow up, but when he was younger, he spent like 2 years living in India as a child. But he brought up the fact of, like, India is the most densely populated country, and they feed all their people off of farms, and a majority of those farms are less than 5 acres.
Whoa.
So yeah, so that was like, okay, like, yeah, if they can do it there, like, why can't we do it here?
Yeah.
When we
Permit.
have the land, that we have the land space, and we don't have as dense of a population, like, we should be able to feed everybody by these like homegrown farms, but well, we just can't because of corporation and greed anyways. And yeah, things,
They're
and
like
that involves things with like
like
land and permits.
yeah. Also, trying to grow stuff takes a lot of your time. Like, if you want to do it good or right or successful, but also some things you can just like throw it in the ground and be like, look, I grew this. And you didn't water it once. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right. And depending on where you're at, so it's very hard to grow stuff up here, like in Tahoe for sure, just outside. Like, you have a couple good growing months, literally like
yeah.
2 guaranteed good growing months. But even even down in Reno in the Great Basin area, it's very hard there too. And he was like, because somebody asked him the question of diversity and in like the farming community and how many like black owned or Latin or like BIPOC owned farms or whatnot or producers. And he was like, look, I don't have a good answer for you because honestly, how many producers are there in general? Like there's like less than 10, if not like in the low teens. So like if that answers your question, like no, there's not diversity because there's barely anyone that can produce food in this climate, especially with what it costs to do it in the way that I'm doing it, which is like small scale regeneratively. He's like, me and my wife work 70 to 90 hours a week, you know, just so we can hopefully put our kids into college. And like that it just is what it is. Like you said, to do it right takes so much time and
a lot of years of knowing. Like a lot of it takes trial and error, just like any good thing in life.
Yep. And we are not like taught that, you know, we've been made to live in this like instant gratification society. And
there's only one way to go about doing things when there's every way to go about doing things, whatever that may be.
But it was definitely very interesting, and but like I said, it makes me feel like just stuck in a vicious cycle of like, well, how can I, like, you know, everyone is a small change. So yeah, if I just simply like don't buy the broccoli at the grocery store, we don't go to Costco anymore, then that can help. But
it can help.
Yeah, but there's at the same time you're like, okay, well, like, yeah, I do have to completely change my life to be able to do that. Like, think about where I'm gonna go. How it's gonna cost maybe twice as much to do it, but it is for the better of the planet.
Yeah.
Not just like what I need right now.
I will say I went to the farmer's market 2 weeks ago, and I still have some produce.
Oh, that's nice.
Then, it's still good too. Like it's not moldy produce. It's like still doing all right.
That's good. That's good.
And I only spent like $80.
$80?
And I felt good about it. Yeah, I felt, and I like with money, like if you have it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like there's so many people in certain parts of the country that they have to survive off a government stipend, and that isn't gonna get, you have to get the most bang for your buck. So that means you're going to Walmart or you're going to Costco. And again, the most annoying thing, the thing that pisses me off the most is that we created that society that needs it. Like you created this system that people need to like live off of your system, and then they have to buy back into it. Like they don't have a choice to feed their family besides buying this like into these large corporations.
Yeah.
And that's what's like just at times it honestly overwhelms me so much thinking about it and pisses me off so much that I'm just like, I don't even want to think about it.
And that's how the system's designed to make us feel.
Exactly.
Which is even more fucked up.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, I love it here. I love it here.
I know.
Well, I'm glad to have you here, Taryn. Yeah. I'm glad we got to ride bikes. At least there's bikes, dude.
I know, totally. For now, you know, until the world ends because we buy shit from Costco.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like with every step, like what you're doing is like trying to be more sustainable or like design a better life, or I don't know. I just think that like sustainability is very, very important, and learning what that means for you and your family and your situation, then keep at it.
Yeah, and this guy again brought up another good point that you bring up the word sustainability is like that word has become like very popular in many, and a lot of brands and companies are adopting it and trying to actually like use sustainable practices within their business and whatever. And he said the more we talk about like regenerative farming and agriculture, like the more that's also just going to become a common word, and people are going to learn about it and know about it. So yeah, it's just talking
Or
about
even
it
like
and getting the word out there.
farmers market. Yeah. Yeah. Like I didn't know what that was growing up really, I don't think.
Yeah, same. We did not have that,
Yeah.
like, or
Yeah.
we're not going to it. You know, I'm sure there
Yeah.
were some, but I feel like there are more now than there were. And but yeah,
Like
so
we're making
it's all
this
about
connection back to food. I feel like this generation is
exactly.
definitely doing that.
Exactly. He was like, how can you give
For
thanks to like bread from Costco when you don't know where the oats came from? Like, but if you go
yeah,
buy handmade bread from someone, you can actually give thanks to the food. And that's something that like, yeah, we've completely lost touch with in our world is like, yeah, a relationship to the food and to the earth. That's why getting the word out through the outdoor community can be like where it starts because we already have such a relationship with being outside and loving the outdoors, and now we have to figure out how to keep that going and then spread on from there. It's all about education, which everything is. I mean, we could talk about that same thing as far as like women's rights and abortion and shit like that is like it's about education. If you're educating people properly on fucking sex education, then maybe we'd have to worry about like birth control and or abortion less because people are actually educated on how to maybe not even get into that situation. But that doesn't mean you take away the right to choose.
yeah.
But yeah,
These
and
boxes.
being a society where information is readily available at the hands of a 10-year-old with an iPhone is like, how do we still not all know that we should like, you know, buy local and be able to like help like why is inflation happening? Our government just sucks.
Yeah.
But,
And why is it always become political when it's really about the facts that you're seeing in front of you?
yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely a tangent, didn't expect to get on too much. But,
yeah, who the fuck gave us a soapbox on a Friday night?
Yeah, totally. I'm just sitting on I got 1 foot on a bench, power stancing here. You're walking around the streets of Tacoma.
Yeah. I passed 6th Avenue twice on our walk.
Really, just doing some circles. I have not been getting many steps in either really since July, since we opened our second store downtown, which is much smaller. So when you said like you've been sitting all day and you needed a walk, like I felt that because the last week I've been trying to walk more because I'm like, oh my God, my body's just been so stagnant feeling from either just not walking much in the store, just standing in one spot, or on the days I work from home, I'm sitting. So I'm just like, yeah, I need to be up and moving.
Yes, yes.
Again, which can send me on another tangent of how or why like we have a 40-hour like work week structured that doesn't allow
or
people
4
to
days,
move.
like 5 weekday 5 days. What the fuck am I trying to say? I
5
can't
days
do
a week.
it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Totally.
Don't want it anymore. Give me those 3-day weekends. What the fuck is a 2-day weekend? It's
for real.
garbage. Goddamn
Really need
bullshit.
3, 2 to enjoy and like 1 to be a like chore day or something.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you need 2 chore days and 1 day to relax, like anything.
Shit.
So you have date night tonight?
Yeah, I'm putting all the control in Murray's hands, and he's like, I don't know how to do what I want to do, and I'm like, that's really sad, but you should try to figure it out for tonight if you want to.
Because he's just tugboat. No, tug. Sorry, he's running off after the neighbor here, but hopefully he doesn't. But now I have to go capture him. He's just gonna chase the neighbor dog like an idiot. All he does,
Dumb idiot.
he just wants to play, but it's just annoying. That he doesn't
Well,
listen
I've
when
walked back to my house now. I don't know. I started my Strava, but I started it like a quarter of the way and it says that I walked 1.7 miles. So I'm going to say I've walked 2 miles during this.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah. At least you got 2 steps then. Yeah, so well. Well, he looks actually kind of not upset to see Tug. Hi, buddy. Hey, you come with me though. Come on, go. Oh, I'm sorry, I stepped on you. Go get your brother. Go. Ah, damn it.
Uh-oh, don't break another finger, Taryn.
I know, totally. There's another little, oh, Jilly, then the other neighbor dog. It's a party out here.
Hi, girl.
Hi, Jilly. Come on. Yeah, that's how I broke it on his collar in the first place.
Yeah.
So, you're back to the house?
Yep.
Okay.
You're wrangling dogs again. Don't break a finger.
I know, I got one all sorts of tangled up here. But, well, super good to chat.
Yeah, likewise.
And then, hi, John. Really glad. Really glad I got to chat with you finally. And hopefully we can do this again sooner than a month from now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can. I feel like I'm in a groove, which is nice.
That's good. My schedule's like all over the place again, but hopefully at least we can make it work in the evenings sometime.
Yeah, dog. I'm picking up the
You have
shift.
to decide what you guys are gonna do tonight.
No, he cannot. But I'm just here for the ride, and I'm trying to sit back and be like, do what you want. Because I always am like, let's do this, or there's this new place I wanted to check out. So yeah, I mean, I think at some point we'll eat food, so that's exciting.
That's good. Well, enjoy your night.
Thank you, friend. You too.
Have so much fun on date night.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
everything got a little frazzled up there for a second, wrangling these animals. And the
Well, hey,
neighbors.
you didn't break a finger, did you?
No, I think it's all intact. It's just still splinted.
Good. Yeah, oh man, I'm so curious as to how long you have to keep it like that. What's your guess? 6 weeks.
Yeah, probably so. He said the complete healing could take like 6 to 9 months.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, but immobilization, not too sure. Hey, don't even think about it, mister. But
I feel like you fucked up your finger once before. I feel like I remember you having like a messed up finger once before, or wrist or hand.
Maybe I'm making up. Yeah, maybe a jammed finger, but nothing like this. But alrighty, well, I better get off here and get everyone settled.
What are you gonna do with your evening?
I don't know. Like you said, eventually get some food, depending on Andrew. I don't know where he is. I know where he is, but I don't know when he's gonna be home. So, but I'm sure he'll need and want some food soon.
Yeah. Oh, I got some Becca earrings. Look. I got some Becca earrings. They're called stackers, and they have this like hook on the back side, and you kind of like hook it into your ear. It kind of looks like a nose ring. I didn't realize that that's how they came, but I'm hype on them. That's how it looks in.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I love
it. Reminds me of like algae or like antlers, or it's like it's very like open to interpretation. I really like that.
That's the best.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should be like, she doesn't say anything when we stop recording, huh?
No.
Or does she?
Oh no, maybe. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Recording stopped.
Yeah. Ending over.
Yes.
Well, pal, great chatting with you.
Yes, you as well. Again, it'll be less than a month, hopefully. We say that every time, like less than 2 weeks, less than 3 weeks, and then it's not, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, totally. Alrighty, have fun with your date night. I hope that you guys he figures something out.
Yeah. Even if we end up wrestling.
Perfect. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and would do us a huge favor, since we don't have any sponsors or anything like that, and would rate and review us on whatever platform it is you use, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, whatever it is. And if you're listening and downloading just through the website, tearingituppodcast.com, leave comments. We'll definitely engage back with you. And on social media right now, we're just on Instagram. Tearing It Up Podcast is the handle. Like the post, share the post, comment on the post, whatever it is you got. Show us your love so we just stay relevant and show up in the rankings at all. So again, rate and review, please. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.